the 1.25 mile start. Just Pretending a little bit on edge in the stalls. They Jump Away, Magical Dream and Hot Snap and Beatrice Aurora were all a little bit slow to go through the first furlong, and Banoffee taking a keen tug, the early leader, with on the near side Just Pretending moving up swiftly. Samael a moment in time, followed then by Integral to the inside of Sajhar. Ambivalent on the near side, White Sleeves, a gap of 2 lengths or so to Hot Snap. Sky Lantern is about 6 from the back there, the grey filly, and further back is Just the Judge towards the inside of Magical Dream, then Winsili, and towards the rear of the field at this early stage, Thistlebird's one of the back. Now what's going on here? Just Pretending's taken the wrong course, or nearly did, back on track there. Shamie Heffernan, maybe the filly hung with him, but very nearly off track there as they race towards the uphill turn. They're inside the 6, and Just Pretending recovering her position on the inside of Banoffee. Ambivalent is a close third moment in time, and Samael close, 2 or 3 lengths away. Sajhar in the all blue jacket, Integral towards the inside, the red, white and blue, then Sky Lantern, Beatrice Aurora, followed by Hot Snap, Magical Dream, then Winsili, Just the Judge second last, and Thistlebird is last of all. Heading now for the final half mile in the Markel Insurance Nassau Stakes, and Just Pretending from Banoffee. Moment in time getting up the far rail. Samael is chasing, then Ambivalent. Integral is trying to angle out, but being kept in by Sajhar, then Magical Dream. Sky Lantern moving now, improving the grey filly. So too Winsili. Thistlebird is blasting down the outside. Just the Judge is last as they race inside the last quarter mile now, and racing up front, Just Pretending leads the way to Sajhar. Sky Lantern flattening out, short of room there. Thistlebird down the outside. Sajhar comes through to challenge Just Pretending. Winsili, Sky Lantern is fighting for racing room, and it ran out, the door closed. Thistlebird down the outside. Winsili and Thistlebird, the race towards the line. Winsili a neck to Thistlebird. Winsili wins the Nassau, and what a messy race. Thistlebird second, tight third, Hot Snap running on well down the outside of Sajhar, then Just Pretending. Sky Lantern may have finished 5th or 6th in the end. Integral was running on, then Ambivalent. Moment in time, Just the Judge really flopped today. Beatrice Aurora was well beaten, and Banoffee at the tail. Winsili at 20 to 1 has caused a right upset here. Didn't impress in the preliminaries, but has come good in the hands of William Buick for trainer John Gosden in the second colours of Khalid Abdullah. Edging home ahead of Thistlebird, who was running on very powerfully, having been last early. Hot Snap also staying well, but all the drama here, well, it really concerns the favourite, Sky Lantern. She didn't get a clear run, but was she going well enough anyway? And what about that incident early on when Just Pretending appeared to run off the course? A lot to review in this Nassau Stakes.
It was all happening, wasn't it? But it's William Buick who's managed to get it right on Winsili. For him, a first win in the Nassau. For John Gosden, he follows up on last year's success on the Fugue, and for him it's a third in total. Now look at Sky Lantern with her tongue hanging out. There is no gap there to go for. And in fact, even earlier than that, Hughesy hadn't been able to go quite where he wanted to. I think he was going to come wide, then changed his mind, went between horses, and has ended up with just absolutely no gap at the time that he needed it when he was trying to use her burst of speed. Huge run as well from Thistlebird and James Doyle, but Winsili, who is not the most imposing filly, didn't look great beforehand, didn't behave particularly well going into the stalls, has done it where it matters most, and has stayed straight and had an untroubled run. And you see there in real time the damage done to Sky Lantern, but obviously the question always posed, was she actually going well enough? And in fact, it's the first Sajhar bumps as well there, the winner. And a few disappointments. Just the Judge, by the way, way back there, third last, didn't seem to act on the course, wasn't liking coming downhill at all. There will be plenty of hard luck stories, but for John Gosden, he can walk calmly towards the winner's enclosure for the second year in a row.
William Buick had a little punch of the air when he came back to meet connections of Winsili, and rightly so. Well, your first Nassau success, and with a filly who's clearly got ability but also thinks a little bit.
She has, you know. Obviously she didn't stay a mile and a half in the Ribbles there at Royal Ascot, but you know, she's not easy, and you know, after looks after does a great job, and the whole team at home, because she's, you know, she in the morning she's a bit lively, but you know, today she was great and got a nice run through, and she's very game, and you know, it's been a bit of up and down week, so it's good to finish on a high.
Absolutely. Just take us through the closing stages, because the face of the race changed quite a bit. How aware were you that this was happening?
Well, my game plan was to follow Husey, and I was hoping he wasn't going to get too far back, which he didn't. So, and then I had plenty of room in the straight to manoeuvre, and she travelled so good. So I decided to take my time, because I know she's got to turn her foot, and like you see, she just fought off all the challenges up to the line.
Fabulous. And how much does this hood help her?
I'm a great believer in the hoods. It helps her a lot. Just makes them focus, and they can't hear anything else.
Yeah. Makes your life easier. Well done, Will.
Thank you.
A fabulous result for the bookmakers and a horror story at home. And here, if you've backed Sky Lantern, Winsili wins. She does at 20-1. We've heard John Gosden won it last year with a fugue. He won it in 1997 with Ryafa. William Buick wins it for the first time. Second was a brilliant bold run by Thistlebird at 33-1. The third horse was Hot Snap, another good run by her at 5-1. And the unplaced favourite was Sky Lantern at 7-4. But it sets the bookmakers up nicely for what's coming up for them, the Stewards' Cup. The winner, though, of the Nassau Stakes, Winsili at 20-1.
Well, John Gosden is explaining the fact that he did always think she would run well in this race, but did you honestly expect her to win it, John?
No, I thought Sky Lantern, like everyone else, was the filly, and she's a fabulous filly, and obviously the last race to Falmouth is something that never sits easy with me either. So. But she's a gorgeous filly, and she didn't quite get the rub of the green today. And we were drawn outside, which has dreadful disadvantages, but it does mean you're unlikely to get boxed in. You might have to go the long way around, but you tend to get a clear run, and I think that was a lot of big help to us today.
And she looks a tricky filly. I mean, beforehand, obviously, she had two handlers, she had a lip chain on as well. A little bit tricky going into the stalls as well. Is she difficult at home?
She can't stand still. You do meet people, they're like Roadrunner, they've got a bottle of water and they're always walking, and they're usually sort of jogging or something, and she cannot stand still. So if you're having a conversation with her, she'd go round you, she'd walk around you. And I had to saddle her on the move in the stall and everywhere else. She cannot stand. And when she goes to the canters in the morning, she must be with one other, and as that one approaches it, she then trots past and it's free. But if she has to wait, she'll nearly throw herself on the ground with sheer frustration that she can't get on and do what she wants to do.
And
she's quite strong-minded,
Indeed, but she's clearly very, very talented, and I imagine you'll have big prizes on the horizon for her, but this is a lovely one for you to win for the second year running.
Yeah, it's gorgeous, and actually, if you think of it, Prince Khalid bred midday, Henry trained, 3 years on the bounce, so he's won 4 of the last 5 Nassau Stakes have been won by Prince Khalid, so that's some achievement.
Well, she's going to get the fanfare now, because this is